Hello and welcome to Top Cut of GP Thraben. We are in the quarterfinals, so three matches stand between us and winning this tournament. We're playing against a player I've actually never played against before, cftsoc, who has kind of the fair version of my deck. Still airy, still shape the pattern, still some teaming secrets and root fossils, but a wide variety of cards, including going into black for removal like Hang and Nightfall. Large variety of two of them, one of them, three of them going to need to play around here. But it looks like it's going to be a value off. cftsoc is undefeated in this tournament, whereas we are 3-1. So we will be on the draw. Actually, we're the 7 seed of the 9 players in Top Cut. So we're going to be on the draw a lot. You're right. Yeah. Yep. I have yet to see anyone choose to be on the draw in this or any other format. I wonder if someday they might change the rules such that you're always, if you win the roll, you're always on the. Okay, this hand has 3 Aurors in it. 3 Aurors in a Shape the Pattern, so which is not going to be online very soon. I think I have to mulligan this. Just doesn't. It's very likely I'm going to have a very bad turn 3 with this hand. No ramp, yeah. Mull to 6 on the draw. Ugh, 2 Forgotten Foundations. At least I have Husk Forger, but I can't play it on turn 1. This is not a great hand either, but I do have to keep it and put back the Hydra. Yep. Although this is a matchup where Hydra could be good. No 1 mana instance I'm concerned about. Okay, and that gives me ability to turn 1 Husk Forger. Still no turn 2 Voice because I don't have the colors. But I guess I could do turn 1 Foundation, turn 2 Voice. What's better? Turn 1 Husk. I guess if I don't draw anything, it's turn 1 Husk Forger, turn 2 nothing. Turn 3. Yeah, not even turn 3 Airy because I don't have an untapped land. If I go Foundations, I get to Surveil and hopefully find a less awkward sequence. Then I get to go turn 2 Voice, turn 3 Husk Forger, presumably hopefully something better to do. Um, Getting Husk Forger out is very nice. It's an important decision. I'm gonna go Foundation. I don't know if that's correct. Look at my top 1. Teaming Secrets. Yeah, I definitely don't have time for that. So in that case, the Surveil was pretty nice. Okay, they're playing a land. Things I'm worried about: Hang, not Overrule. They have Overrule Will and Attuned Rebuttal as 2 mana counterspells that are going to hit whatever I play this turn. Not much I can do about it. I would like to draw an untapped land, so not going to crack. This is just run out Voice of the Old Grove, see what happens. Do want to not get Island this game. Voice. Okay, could get countered, could get killed here. Either way, I'm kind of fine. Nope, they don't have either. So that crosses off the list a lot of cards they probably don't have. No Overrule, certainly. Probably no Hang. Definitely no Twilight Ambush. And they play Island from hand, pass turn. Central Shaper is very nice here. I could play Husk Forger this turn, in which case I'm setting up for Area next turn. Area doesn't actually do anything. So I think I'd much rather Central Shaper this turn, and then follow it up with Forgotten Foundation. They might be holding counterspells for my big hitters like Aurora. Only removal spell that cares about size of my creatures is there's Hang and there's also Twilight Ambush. Twilight Ambush means I should buff Spectral Shaper here. Is that true? Yes, and I can get up to 4/5, which dodges a little bit more removal. Okay, so I should attack first. Forgotten Foundation, Voice on Spectral Shaper on me. Okay, they let me do it, means they don't have Twilight Ambush, which I guess I already kind of knew. Look at my top one. It's another Voice. I'm going to bin that. I also get the Foundation trigger. Look at my top one. Lush Oasis. Yeah, I'll keep that. And then I'll pump this up. And end my turn. I'm going to have a land next turn. They're just using Zymoth Observer. Their hand seems pretty awkward. If they're like turn 3, use Zymoth. This could be Nightfall here. I'm a little too late to save Spectral Shaper from Nightfall. And they're thinking here. They're not guaranteed to have untapped black mana here. They do have like 4 Primal Fissures that wouldn't work. Is Thungelmire up? Thungelmire is up. They have a Swamp. They also have 4 Lost and Found, which is not untapped black mana. So yeah, by going through by not finding a space for Huskforger in my curve, I've prevented myself from playing Aurora on 4, but I have also presented a lot more threats earlier. Hard to say what's better. Next turn, I'm going to have 4 lands on battlefield, 2 in graveyard, so close to Ancient. They are currently 4, 5. Culling Ritual. Okay. That's actually kind of worse than Nightfall for me. Do they spend the mana? They do not. Okay, I'd still like to draw that land, so I will. And do I play Huskforger or Airy? Huskforger opens up Shape the Pattern, but I think I just have to spend my mana more efficiently than that. Aries, not hangable, which is nice. Not hangable, also not Meteor Hellionable, which is another card they have. So just a much better play here. My next turn is going to be pretty awkward unless I draw something, but almost all of my draws are good here. I guess my main bad draws are the tap lands. Okay, they got a Primal Fissure, and they are passing. Okay, my spells all have Flash. And I draw another Huskforger. I guess there's no particular reason for me to play anything on my turn, since my spells have Flash. Yeah, and they're leaving a bunch of mana up. I'm just going to pass. Okay, I got no interaction in my deck. Yeah, that a 1 of Culling Ritual? It is a 1 of Culling Ritual, so... you take what happens. Was pretty unfortunate, though. It would have gotten my Huskforger, too, if I'd run that out somehow. They've been a forest. They are now ancient here. They're ancient before me, which is not great. And they're at 6 mana, so it could be something pretty bad for me here. It's nightfall. What mode? Okay, well, I'm going to respond. I want to cast this Husk Forger. Wait a minute. Oh my god. It's going to die to nightfall. Okay. Do I shape the pattern here is the question. Do I shape the pattern gutting forest so I can play a roar next turn? They probably left up counter magic for it. I played this pretty well. I think I have. Do I have to shape here? I guess the Aurora doesn't do much on its own. I want to shape for something better. I think I just let that resolve. Ugh. Well, Island, I can run out a roar here, and I think I will. It's very likely to eat a counterspell at this point, but it's the only real play I have. Yep. Overrule will, and they're going to mill himself. We're hitting a root fossil relevantly. Yeah, this has been masterly played by them. Yeah, my draw was somewhat awkward. It happens. Yeah, but I think they had a sweeper heavy draw, and so they played um, aiming to use their sweepers, or instead of answering my early play. So they could actually still have answered them. Oh boy, and they have Airy, which is going to at very least give them the ability to flash in a root fossil on my turn, or even on their end step. They're going to use a Lost and Found from their hand. It's a good use of Airy mana since it's instant speed. It doesn't speed anyways. Been Twilight Ambush Teaming Secrets. Draw 2. Now they pass? Okay. Lost and Found means they're quite likely to have answers at this point. I mean, I don't really have much of an option except just run out these 3 creatures, see what happens. They have played pretty much all their rafts. But yeah, they're at very least they're going to get a root fossil here, and that's going to fix their draws. I could have flipped Setral Shaper here, but it wouldn't even have been it wouldn't even have been ancient. And I don't know how well I'd be able to defend it against Airy plus Reborn Lily. Okay, they have Twilight Ambush. Yep, I'll let them resolve Reborn Lily first. They have 2 cards in hand, but they're very likely to have something good. And they untap all their lands, of course. Temple, I have Shape, but I can't get anything. I guess I'm hoping to be able to block pump a Husk Warrior. really unlikely to do things. They even kept a card on top with Reborn Lily, so they very likely have, they almost certainly have something that does something. Which one do I block? I think I'm probably blocking Lily, honestly. Almost certainly too little too late here. Take my 4. I just realized I could have played Temple of Origins last turn and become Ancient, and even had mana up for that. Okay, I think I'm going to scoop to that. Because, yeah. Okay, that went very poorly. I think prying Hydra is not that important. Getting one clever. I don't think I want to put in lots of answers here. I clearly have to be the beatdown because they're the one with more answers. Their sideboard's got a lot of stuff. Planar Archives might come in. Um, Attuned Rebuttal definitely does come in. It's possible Culling Ritual and Go Blank come in as well. Coming out, who could say? Maybe Billionis Cressetis is not good against all my enter triggers. And Omen Mare might not have might not have good targets. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think could I play that game better? I could have taken a line that let me get to a roar, but they had the culling ritual, so it still wouldn't have let me get a roar on curve. Yeah, I think that hand was just kind of cursed. There were a number of different lines I could have taken, but they all resulted in me looking at the same number of cards off the top of my library, and there weren't enough lands in there for me to do things. Yeah, unfortunate draw. Definitely missed stuff at the end of the game, but I think it was very over by then. Yeah, their only Graveyard Hades Go Blank, which is a medium annoying card. Mm. Yeah, not surprised their sideboard is taking a while. They have a complicated array of sideboarding options for all their two ofs and one ofs. Well, I'll get to be on the play. That will help, and I'll hopefully keep a better hand. I don't think I want. Obviously, collector's item as a way to answer airy feels important, but also I feel I kind of need to have stuff to do early. Play. Oh boy, the awkward hands just keep coming with Teeming Secrets, Setral Shaper. 5 lands? No filtering? Boy. Not that happy with this, to be honest. Teeming Secret's kind of a card I don't want to draw super early. Setral Shaper is good, but they have a lot of answers to it. How do they kill a Planeswalker? Wait, give me a moment. Once a Planeswalker's available, how do they kill it? Hang doesn't kill Planeswalkers. Meteor Hellion does. Omen Mare can kill a Planeswalker. Maybe I keep this. Maybe I keep this. Maybe it's a bad idea, but turn 2 Setral Shaper, turn 3 Flip Setral Shaper is not a crazy line of play. They got a Root Fossil. Obviously, I'd like to do something better on my turn 3, but it's an option if I don't have anything better to do. Run Setral Shaper while they don't have an answer up for it. Get Primal Fissure. So this could be something like a Hang that would punish me for activating Setral Shaper. I'm going to play Primal Fissure, crack in response to Setral Shaper, and think about what I have to do after I Surveil. Crack in response. I got 2 triggers. Root Fossil, I'm going to bin that. Very nice. Husk Forager. I'm not ramping into anything. I'm going to bin that too. Okay. My options are flip Setral Shaper or play Teeming Secrets. I kind of think I win more with flip Setral Shaper. Obviously, I get super punished by Hang. Or Twilight Ambush. Ooh, that's a lot of cards. That's 6 cards. But they have left up 2 mana for Root Fossil, which would, it's not like playing Teeming Secrets does much for me right now that I couldn't do next turn. And the upside, if I do manage to flip it, is very high. I'm going to go for it. Looks like they do have the answer. No, I stopped them from Root Fossiling at least, but that's not great. It's Hang? Okay. I think with a risk worth taking of a hand this awkward, it's a path to victory, even if it didn't work out. Okay, they're going to pass. Boy, all the Teeming Secrets. I'm going to play a Lush Oasis past turn. They're going to presumably crack Root Fossil. I'm going to Teeming Secrets twice in response. I don't need to leave up answers. I don't have any of those. Okay, I'm going to do stuff while they're tapped out. All right, they got Lost, Found. Yeah, and they're going to get their Sing. I'm going to cast Teeming Secrets. Look at my top 3. Which one do I want? I guess I want the Aurora first? Teeming Secrets again. And here, I don't want Setral... I could have taken Setral Shaper plus Voice to have a little bit more going on. I guess I take Setral Shaper anyways here. It's not like... I'm going to have Aurora on next turn. I'm not going to... Even if I take Temple, I'm not going to have Aurora plus pay for Overrule Will. There's no real point. Ancient Count is 6. And I'll pass. Their Ancient Count is also 6. Okay, with them leaving up this much mana, I am tempted by Sceptral Shaper into Teeming Secrets, or even Sceptral Shaper into Flip, over playing a Roar here. Roar doesn't do much until I get something like a Sceptral Shaper. Run out Sceptral Shaper. They are thinking. Okay, what are they thinking about? They have a counterspell. It has to be what this is. Okay. Options here are leave up Teeming Secrets or try to flip Sceptral Shaper immediately. I'm going to play Forest. If I mill a land, I'll be Ancient. That'll probably give me enough reason to flip Sceptral here. But they left up mana because they have something, right? So I could also play tapped Desolate Thicket, leave up Teeming Secrets. Like, they clearly don't have nothing. They could, if they had nothing, they'd have played Root Fossil. So what do they have? Omen Mare would be really bad for me if I did that. Could be a removal spell. Counter Magic, definitely they have. But all their counter magic is 2 mana. If they play Root Fossil, they still have it up. Actually, let's not let's play this properly. Asulio. Might have gotten sided out, honestly. Omen Mare, definite possibility. Attuned Rebuttal, but wanted to save it for something more important. Overrule Will wanted to save it for something more important. But, like, they would have still played Root Fossil, surely. Lost and Found at 6. They don't have 6. There's a Hang gone and a Twilight Ambush gone. I'm a little confused. Maybe it's Teeming Secrets plus Counterspell? I guess Teeming Secrets is not a high upside play, and Flip Sceptral Shaper is a high upside play. So I'm going to do this. Airy. I am going to be Ancient next turn. And have 6 mana. And have a Root Fossil in my graveyard. Sure. I'm going to try to flip this Sceptral Shaper. Ooh, they're responding with Teeming Secrets. Okay. They might be digging for the answer. Or they might just have the answer and they want to Teeming Secrets first to decide whether they use it or another better answer that they draw. Okay, other 2 cards were Nightfall Island, and they do have the second Hang. Okay. And they paused on Sceptral Shaper, making me suspect could be a yeah, and they're ancient, so this is gonna get something very bad for me, I assume. Oh right, they can get any land. So they're just gonna get a land of that. We're gonna flashback their Reborn Lily. I mean, I don't have much of an option except for go for Airy, see if it works. Hope it's the Quench and not the Essence Scatter here. Ooh, they kept in Baliana's Cressetis. Which makes it pretty close to casting. Okay. I guess I Teeming Secrets now while they're tapped out. Root Fossil, Umber Grove Tender, Foundation. I guess I take a Grove Tender. Spin these. Area to hand. Area to hand is not a permanent answer to Area. I have two hangs down. They're a little short on answers to that. Their Reborn Lily is going to be a huge problem. Where's Paleonis Crusaders? Okay, they're ancient now. Graveyard doesn't super matter apart from that. Take my 2. Okay, they've run out of Warden of Depths. So yeah, they are leaving up a 2-mana counter because of Warden of Depths. Draw Clearwater. So I gotta go for Airy. That's my way out of this. They assume they have an answer for this, because otherwise they would have. Yep. Yeah. That is about what expected, and they're going to be able. They're not going to be able to flashing back this turn, but during each ending phase, so yeah, their ending phase 2. Play Umber Grove Tender. Now they can't respond to. See another Umber Grove Tender, which I guess I keep. Yeah, starting next turn, they can. I was going to hit for 8 to start out, but they can just, during their ending phase, flashback hang at very least. They bin 3. I could have chumped there because they have face up the ability to kill it anyways. Okay, this I assume killed me. They get Airy here. And that lets them flashback their entire graveyard. Yep, GG. That lets them flashback, shades the pattern, get everything. Okay. Got swiftly 2-0'd by cftsoc. I think our draws are not perfect. I think I could have played a little better, but I think with this deck, you kind of just have to play your things and hope they work. They had the they had exactly the kind of thing they wasn't looking for, which is enough interaction to keep me off my engines, plus stuff like Airy and Warden of Depths, creatures that you really want to answer with removal. You don't want to answer them with just bigger creatures because they have abilities that are so impactful. And that's something this deck, because of its inability to play good interaction, really can't do. So we are out of the tournament at 5th. Not bad, not good, not terrible. Obviously, I would love to book my ticket to Worlds 2027 any day now, but decent performance for Druids. Definitely misplayed a little in round 3. Would have gotten me different seeding. Things could have done differently. That's what I should focus on. As for Druids of the deck, yeah, it has definite weaknesses. I see if you saw demonstrated here. I think Blue Red Terrors is also not a great matchup. It is when it has good matchups, they're just unbelievably good. But I think also the decks that this is good against are mostly not great decks to begin with. Um, uh, this Top Cut, I think I usually count Top Cut as a good result, and this was a Top Cut. I actually haven't missed Top Cut in a GP I recorded, which is wild because it's been a year now of me doing this. Um, yeah. Best of luck to cftsoc and the rest of our competitors, and good night.